was a simple time. You did it for the vibe.
Bitch, my hair. There's going to be a comment saying they're not that pretty. Rich people had fast internet.
My first year of content creation, I was like spotless. I need to look amazing. I need to get the chemical peel. I need to do this, that. Now, I kid you not, if they like, we are shooting a hand cream, I shave my till my elbows.
Yeah.
Because I know after the elbow, no one can see my forearm. If you look at my forearm, clearly the product isn't working.
Call me privileged, call me a brat, call me a bitch. I don't give a shit.
Hi guys, I'm Naina Bhan.
I'm Sakshi Shivdasani.
And welcome back to Moment of Silence.
Crazy.
This is going to be a slightly triggering episode because we are talking about women and skincare and just your relationship with your body.
Like the price of being a woman.
Yeah.
I feel like the entire podcast is kind of that, but this is like, I feel a deeper dive into the same.
If we spoke about for 50 minutes how difficult it is to be a face in front of the camera, I feel like that's very highly unrelatable.
And it's a little bit boring because once a month we sit for like 8 hours, yap in front of the camera. We have to change our jewelry, guys, between every shoot, so y'all don't think it's shot on the same day. It's so hard for us. It actually is.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's not hard, but it is very overwhelming to be a content creator, because a lot comes at you, whether it's online, whether it's in PR packages, whether it's in trends, there's just a lot coming at you in terms of information. And as micro trends get created and things happen, you're constantly in the race of being fashionable, being trendy, being relevant, which people who aren't in front of the camera also feel, but you being there is like 10x on crack.
Yeah,
right?
because I feel like you're also like when you put out a video, you're putting yourself up for judgment.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just putting myself up for like a little likes situation. I didn't know the judgment came with it. But I do also think that the only people watching content on Instagram at least are aspiring content creators.
Right? Now I feel like
Yeah.
that's where it's
Yeah.
at. Like content started in this really cute way. Like I remember my first time on Instagram, I put up a photo of vegetables. It was a simple time. You did it for the vibe.
Yeah.
And now it's not that anymore.
I used to go to Tryst on Friday nights. I wasn't pulling looks. I was just wearing the shortest clothes possible. And on Saturday morning, I would post a photo and then I used to nap because I had stayed up entirety of Friday night. And I used to wake up and I used to have like, if it was a really hot picture, I used to have like 92 likes.
And it was so good.
Exhilarating.
Oh my God. My favorite memory, digital memory, is uploading like albums on Facebook.
Ooh.
My Conti album, my farewell album, my birthday album, my I did nothing this week miscellaneous musty album.
Mafrans and I.
Mafrans, yeah, I miss that time. I really do. It wasn't like no one was like zooming into the photo and checking for the pores on your
For
face.
frizz.
Yeah, checking whether you face sapped your arms and why is the wall curving at the back.
Let the wall No, I agree. Like no one was doing that. No one was face apping themselves. But now, have you watched that Netflix documentary that came out recently of the influencer who faked brain cancer?
Apple cider vinegar.
No, that's a show.
Oh, sorry, that's a show.
Like, I think someone Belle Gibson.
Same person, fiction, non-fiction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I haven't watched the entire thing, but there was so much more trust in the internet earlier. And now it's like if I see something on the internet, I'm like, yeah, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
And although that's so rude of me to say to my bank account. Why would I say that? No, but like I feel like there's such little trust because it's gotten very like there was a phase in the middle when no one was being real, and now to be different, you actually just have to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's applauded, the bare minimum.
Because it's hard to be honest on the internet. It's hard to have an opinion on the internet.
It's hard to be honest, especially when you're not put together. when I don't have hair on my arm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show like how I shave my muchi before coming to shoot, you know? Like, but I feel like there is some like relatability to it.
That this morning I was vlogging and I was shaving my face and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so relatable for showing
Yeah.
them my beard.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, I'm not
She's
ready.
just like me for real.
I'm not putting this up. All through last year, I was having such massive hormonal shifts, and my skin was breaking out left, right, and center. And I have really had a difficult time putting myself out there, especially shooting a lot of beauty, which is part of my life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the person who's like face apping my face just to feel comfortable, because if you put yourself out there with like pigmentation or spots or anything, people are like, oh, she looks so tired.
Yeah. And if your like stomach is bulging, you're 3 months pregnant.
Yeah, moti ho gayi or whatever.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Harshita Dave. I have been following your journey because for those of you that don't know, Harshita Dave had a acne breakout and she has documented her journey, and it is so refreshing and heartbreaking at the same time that she's had to go through this. But honestly, the strongest girl I know. And I don't even
Yeah.
know her. Shout out.
Shout out to you. As a woman, as a young woman, to go through cystic acne, and then in a world where cameras are on you all the
Yeah.
time, you just want to make your day, you just open your front camera, you just take a random photo, right?
Yeah.
Like if you've cried, you want to open your front camera and take a photo.
Stunning.
Yeah, but to be in a world where you cannot step outside your house without subconsciously thinking of the camera and break into cystic acne and have to go through that journey for like 6-8 months of watching your skin heal requires too much.
100%. Like, but the way she's done it, like, I feel like these younger girls are so much stronger. Like, you know, we're going through like the cycle of like
Yeah.
the wave.
The
The
trends.
wave, yeah. I had the word. But it's like in the beginning of content, everyone was really real. I remember Kendall Jenner putting her hair in these hearts and then everyone copying it forever. And then suddenly everyone was looking the fakest they've ever looked on social media. And now it's like, okay, I guess the time has come where we can be real, where we don't have to think about what we're posting. Like, at least creators have come there at some point, you know, some of us.
Yeah.
I would argue. But yeah, I still
This is just a PR piece for us. This whole episode.
No, I wanted to actually talk about how it takes a lot to just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna shave my arms.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and it has to do with advertising.
Can I be real? Okay. So if Sakshi and I, as content creators, decide that we don't want to adhere to norms, right? We stop shaving our arms. If we like just stop grooming ourselves, we will entirely lose half of the brands that come into us.
I agree.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to, as a creator, sell an aspirational, effortless lifestyle.
Yeah.
And to have an effortless, aspirational lifestyle, there is an entire set of like back end that goes into that mix.
Yeah, I feel like the word effortless, especially like, you know, when it comes to hair, especially for me, is just not a thing. Like, it takes so much effort for my hair to look effortless that I'm like, how is this called effortless?
Yeah. Your hair makes you like, it takes Sakshi the same amount of time as it takes me in the makeup chair to make my skin look effortless.
Yeah.
And for both of us, it's these pain points, okay, where every time we head out for a shoot,
We know.
we're in a bad mood already, because you're trying to put yourself out there with a smile on your face, but you know 2 hours before that client's going to be like, okay, can we fix this? But
Yeah.
she's looking tired, but her hair is looking unkempt, and then by the time you've reached the in front of the camera where you're supposed to be fully confident, you're on the back foot and you already feel
You're
really.
thinking about the one stray eyebrow hair. You're thinking about like, you know, because now obviously to the naked eye, they can't see it until they can. Because I got a comment in one of the videos saying that they just want to tuck my hair back. And I was like, bitch, My hair. I know it looks bad.
And I know it's triggering to hear this, but this is what we're hearing constantly. Now,
Yeah.
two conventionally attractive women are constantly being brought to your
Yeah.
aukat.
But watch, now that you have called yourself, like called us conventionally attractive, there's going to be a comment saying they're not that pretty.
Yeah.
Like, you can't win. There's
You
no
can't
winning
win.
in this game, there's only losing.
One big thing I want to do this year is declutter. And I think any content creator, actually anyone, because everyone in their lives is over consuming at a crazy rate, right?
Yeah.
I want to declutter, especially my makeup, my fashion, and my skincare. I went to my dermat. She said, keep it simple. Let's do the face wash. Let's do the serum. Let's do the moisturizer. Let's do the sunscreen. And then let's call it a day. And one thing I want to add to that is the Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. It's a tiny bottle that packs a punch. You can keep it at home, you can travel with it. What's really good about it, I'm just going to quickly say,
Yeah.
is that it reduces dark spots, it gives you glass skin,
Yeah.
and it gives you really plumpy, dewy, like a nice finish.
Yeah. I have been using it actually. We got it around the same time because hashtag influenced by each other. But I have been using it and it does give me this glass skin appearance. It makes me look like a little baby girl. You know, I'm like feeling like I've got it.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
do. You
I've
got
got
something.
it. Something's going on. Me and Keels. More simple than the name suggests.
That's true.
It's a tongue twister.
The name
but
is a mouthful.
yeah, as long as it works, we will say Keels Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution for days. भैया एक Keels Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution देंगे. No, you get it on any commerce website, guys.
It's a CCDS.
CCDSS
Yeah.
actually.
CCDS.
Check yourself.
Should we make that a verb? I've been CCDS'd.
CCDSS.
CCDSS'd? I've been CCDSS'd. Have you?
Hit us up if you want more taglines that are simple yet effective, not as simple and effective as the CCDSS. But I was saying, I have, you know how I discovered Keels? Like, it's not even because they're sponsoring this episode, it's because it's a funny story. I had an ex-boyfriend who only used Keels. Like, anything, anywhere, only use Keels and nothing else. Like, dude would forget to use body wash for months, but when he used it, it was Keels.
I feel like we're the same, whatever, in different fonts because I don't know what the saying is. Because literally, my only rich boyfriend that I've ever had only used Kiehl's. Okay. And I remember walking into his shower and the body wash was there. And I was like, who's going to stop me? And the way I lathered that body wash on, I was like, पता नहीं कब मैं वापस आऊंगी. But इस life में मैं एक बार Kiehl's का body wash use करके जाऊंगी.
You know, it's like when you're younger, you have these things that you're like, oh, if I have this, I'm rich.
Yeah.
And Kiehl's is one of those things. And the second one is a fridge that dispenses ice.
Oh my God, I was just talking about this yesterday with my brother, dude. He started working for this one big brand. And I was like, meko bas bhai, is pe deal karwa de. I just want a fridge that dispenses ice. I don't want the iPad in the fridge. I don't want anything. I don't want the glass fridge where you can see what's inside.
But do you want like the different types of ice?
Yeah.
Yeah, the shaved ice, the like...
Ice me up, babe.
Bro, I really want that crushed ice with a nice little DC, a Diet Coke, to make my day. Like, nothing to make my day like a crushed ice Diet Coke.
100%.
What's another product you wanted when you were rich and when you were young and...
Rich? I mean, when I was young and poor, I really wanted a flat screen TV. That's what I wanted.
My dad used to be like, you know, when you grow up, you will. And it was the most like random. Like, he's like, you will travel to town by car every day. I'm like, you okay.
Dude, looking rich or feeling rich when I was younger was a different, like, it was just a different vibe.
Yeah.
Literally like this. I wanted to live in a home where I needed one remote for everything.
Oh,
you know?
Okay. Yeah,
I wanted
slay.
to,
I wanted fast internet. I thought rich people had fast internet. Turns out my dad was just sabotaging me.
Dude, I didn't know. I like that you could do unlimited downloads, right? Because your parents would always keep you on an MBPS block, like you can
Yeah.
only do this much.
Yeah.
So I had to like I couldn't stream
I
anything.
was like, one day when
Yeah.
I make it. Also,
One
buying bottled water.
ooh,
I thought it was like
unheard of.
outrageous. I like if I I have this thing where if I'm like traveling or anything, I can't hold things in my hand.
Hmm.
Like I literally if I have to do it like if I have to hold it for 5 minutes, I'll throw it. Like I don't care. I'm so sorry. I know it sucks. But every time my dad would like make me reuse that plastic pet bottle on vacation, I used to be like, oh my god, it must be really expensive. For 10 rupees, you were hurting these soft hands, Papa.
I was always that kid who had the reused Sprite bottle for their
Oh.
water bottle in school.
Because you lost your good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
Same.
My one big guilty pleasure ever since I've reached this side of the bracket, I don't want to wash my own hair.
So fair.
I don't want to wash my own hair. I
So
want,
fair.
whenever I go, I need to shampoo my hair. I go to the salon, they massage my head. I want it.
And so fair because I used to go like to the parlor for waxing as a kid, and my like chocolate wax was 1,600 and regular wax was 1,000. And okay, call me privileged, call me a brat, call me a bitch. I don't give a shit. But 600 rupees for my skin to have no bumps,
Yeah.
mom. That's the price of your beautiful, beautiful, sexy daughter's body.
Dude, the way I used to stare at the honey wax on the menu. Sorry, not the honey wax, the chocolate wax on the menu. And I was like, ek din, ek din. The only place I was allowed to use chocolate wax was my underarms or my upper lip because it
How
couldn't go
sweet.
over 100.
Yeah.
Right? And I used to get that dirty honey wax with the dirty kapda, which you don't know is real, but is a real experience.
Have you ever been at a parlor and they're trying to upsell stuff to you?
Yes.
And like when you're a kid, you know that they'll be like, oh, baal itne dry ho gaye, protein treatment karwao. And you're like, there's no way the boss at home has commissioned for this budget, sweetie.
The thing is, I don't mind you upselling, but don't cap. Like, you don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck you're talking about. One day this woman is telling me, you should get bikini waxed. I said, why? She said, नहीं वहाँ पे ना उसके लिए अच्छा होता है. I was like, किसके लिए अच्छा होता है? Because I don't want to impress him. But she's like, नहीं अच्छा होता है. So I was like, okay, if that's the case, then why were humans created with pubes?
Yeah.
She had no answer. So I was like, honey wax लगाओ, चुप हो जाओ. I don't need this shit.
Bro, people that bikini wax, y'all are my personal heroes.
I've been
I
there.
can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Every time I bikini wax, and then I'm like, okay, next time I'm not going to use the razor. Never been me. I
Every
always
time I
use-
bikini wax, I'm like, I have to have sex. Okay.
You do bikini wax, and then that ticker goes in the offer. It's like, now, for 2 weeks only. I'm ready. No
2
context.
weeks, bro, too good. Yeah, 2 weeks is hectic.
And the guys are always surprised at how fast the regrowth happens. And I have to pretend like it was just this one time. I don't know what happened to my body.
Oh, yeah, because I did honey wax, not chocolate wax. Bro, I know someone who like got someone as in like my friend, she got a really bad reaction to chocolate wax, and her mom made it like an example of how they're just trying to upsell you for things, and now she's like committed to honey wax for the rest of her life.
That's depressing.
It's so sad. There's no such thing as free will in a salon. You do what your mom told you when you were 16 or what the parlor lady is telling you as she pulls your hair out and says, hair fall both. That's so humbling. When they comb your hair, then you look down and there's like, oh my god, did I get a haircut?
No, hair fall.
Just a bikini wax.
Bringing it back to being a content
Yes.
creator. My first year of content creation, I was like spotless. I need to look amazing. I need to get the chemical peel. I need to do this, that. Now, I kid you not, if they like, we are shooting a hand cream, I shave my till my elbows.
Yeah.
Because I know after the elbow, no one can see my
No.
forearm. If you look at my forearm, clearly the product isn't working. You know, it's so specific.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, if a brand asks me to send, like, so when you're doing a brand deal, for context, a lot of it is like sent for approvals, right? So some brand will be like, can you send your nails for this product shot? And I'm like, how many nails are going to be visible? 3? I'll send those 3. I'm not sending more. Like, one would argue it takes me more effort to take a photo of 3 nails.
Yeah.
But it's about the principle.
It's about the principle. You know, one would argue that we are actually
Insane.
that is not an argument, but yeah, one would say that okay, maybe we are easier to work with in the in this broad spectrum of content creators and talent. Like, I think we're pretty
You think so?
bendable, but it's reached that place where I am one bitch fit away.
Yeah.
I'm like, at this point, I'm like, theek hai. If someone says I'm difficult to work with, what an honor.
Yeah.
What an honor.
But okay, difficult to work with, we've said before, it feels like something that's just like women that stand their ground are difficult to work with.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being difficult to work with. I'm okay with being like what there's gonna be a Reddit thread.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. But
You weren't there. You don't know my side of the story.
every woman in the workplace, doesn't matter what you do, like what matters right now is Sakshi playing with something she's been told by our production not to do.
Sorry.
But separately. Pity. Bad
No one's ever
Sakshi.
hit me.
But no, I'm saying it doesn't matter what you do if you're a content creator, not a content creator, but you're in the workplace, you know, there
Yeah.
are certain things that you need to comply with and there are certain things you don't. And all your inner validation, pick me, you wanted to make your parents proud, blah, 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 all of it bleeds into how you present yourself to in a workplace. And the first thought you have entering a workplace is, how do I seem compliant?
Yeah.
How do I seem like I can effortlessly get this job done? How can I make it seem like I am part of this team?
Yeah.
But in trying to do that, a lot of times you forget where your self-respect lies.
Yeah.
And somehow you leave it outside the office.
There's no I in team, but if you take one of the Dundies of the M and put it under the T,
It's Tim.
no,
Oh.
I am. I in.
It's like the astrology version of team. It's TIEAM.
Yes, no, there's
Then?
no T. Guys, hear me out.
Please hear me.
Team.
Team.
But if you take a Dundee from the M, which makes it an N, and you put it under the T, so the T becomes an I.
So it's a teen.
There's no T. The T is an I.
What?
It's an IEAN.
So how does it, what word
Forget
is
about the IEAN. Think about the CCDSS from Keels. It's way more simple than what I have just said. It's all okay, sweetie.
Workplace, huh?
Workplace, huh? This is our workplace. What's the worst thing that's happened to you at Palette?
The worst thing that's happened to me is I've had a full breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
How many people have had a breakdown at work? How many times have you gone to the bathroom and cried?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a lot of meltdowns,
Yes.
okay? But I have never seen anyone else cry at work.
Because they cry in the lube.
Oh. Shit. Why did anyone tell me?
You just go in every public toilet looking at bad day at work, huh? I've fully cried at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bawling.
Sometimes your boss like screams at you and you're like, I don't know what to do. You're just caught, you know,
Yeah.
metaphorically with your out of your pants.
No, it's like, when you're a kid and you fall, you start crying.
Yeah.
I don't think I grew out of that. As soon as I'm in a little bit of pain, emotional or mental, or physical, I start crying.
I just want someone like a work friend or my mother to come and be like, pity, boss, pity, ganda boss, ganda.
What is pity?
Pity? No one knows what pity. Slap? Hit,
Oh.
pity. It's like a North Indian slang
Oh.
for like, when a kid
Are we in
falls.
North India?
When a kid falls and then you hit the ground, you're like,
Oh.
bad ground.
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I don't know if it's pity.
Yeah. I would really like if somebody at work could just hold my hand through workplace trauma.
Yeah.
Workplace besties. We are workplace besties.
We are workplace besties.
It's a different thing that this office has just 2 people.
Yeah. And we're bound by contract.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, do you talk more to your partner every day or me?
You.
Yeah. Naina and I are on like 20 groups together.
It's reached a point where my partner is like eye roll when
My
because I'm the
favorite-
first person, something's happening in my life, and I'm like, Sakshi. And now I have to lie about the fact that I've told you something. Like, no, you were the first person to know, but it's actually Sakshi.
No, and my favorite part is, can we take names?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all our groups start with Moss.
Yeah.
And Naina's partner is Moses. So every time you have to type Moses, you must be getting like 20 Moss groups.
So many times I almost asked on Moss, what do you want to eat today? What to?
Sushi has been barking.
I think if I take the danda from M and I put it under the maybe it can be Mises.
She hasn't gotten it.
I don't know what this is. I don't understand. Ian. That's what I asked.
You said teen. TIEA.
Okay.
Okay. What have you been doing to your hair? In the workplace.
I've been tonging it, but I figured out a new way to tong my hair.
What's up?
I basically tong it straight and I leave the end straight. And then I use sea salt spray and then I brush it out.
Oh my god, I was at a shoot recently and the person doing my hair forgot that there was a head attached to the hair. Okay, so she was just like pulling it like that, and at one point I was sitting like this and she was just yanking my hair and I kept saying khich raha, and she didn't care. Like she was just like, huh. And I was like, mere baal nikal jayenge. Like, and then finally after a while, I just stopped. I was like, you have won this round, sweetie. Like, this is your hair. And then finally the director walked in on set in the vanity and he was like, is your head supposed to be like that? And I was like, no, it's actually pulling. And then he looks at her and obviously I've been saying this so far and I don't want to attribute it to me being a woman, but he was like, inka baal khich raha hai. And she stops, looks at him and says, sorry sir. And I was like, it's my hair.
Yeah.
That honestly I've already gone ganji once. Twice is like a choice.
The worst part of being on class sets was the blowout.
Really?
Somehow, the makeup artist was convinced that the way that Koyal could get her hair, the signature look, is if he yanked my head. And I'm not kidding. For 3 months, my scalp was in perpetual pain. And I started having PTSD to when we would start doing the hair because the way he would yank and I started looking like that tabla player. You know what I'm talking about. Does anyone know? Anyway.
And what's a sign of a bad hairstylist?
What?
When they make you pin your hair down while they're doing this piece.
Yeah.
Change them.
Leave space for my ear. It's
Yeah.
2025.
Like, I've started flinching Bro, that day someone dropped a tong on me.
I heard.
How dare they?
How dare they? Women in the workplace, especially celebrities, we go through a lot of random shit and then we have to come to like we have to come to set smiling, but there's like a fire burning within us.
On the dance floor.
So we asked a couple of our
We did ask a couple of our friends anonymously, or some of them were willing to take their
none
names.
of them, they all retracted their names.
Okay.
Yeah.
One person didn't.
Oh, you tell me who.
Oh, but
Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
Anyway, we asked our friends like what's happened to you in the workplace, and let's tell you what
let's tell
goes
you.
on.
The first one is I was directing something and the camera operator refused to listen to my direction. He said, Sir bolenge, and then the male DOP literally had to be like, Madam boss hai, main bhi inki sun raha hu, and then the operator followed. Which is like my hair stood.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say one thing that I love about being a content creator, and it's such a drastic change from just general workplace, is that this is such a female dominated space that you are very liberated and you feel very empowered, because even if there are men in the room, what do they know about lipstick? Nothing. You know, like you call the shots. People are very compliant. They want to work with you. Like it's just so nice to be.
But I will say, every time like a brand deal escalates, they start talking to the male manager that I have over the woman manager that I have.
Something about a male manager, you just want to believe them. You just want to trust them.
You know what my micro-feminism is?
Yeah.
I never say female, I say woman, but I say male. Micro-feminism. Okay. I don't know why I laugh, sorry. A stylist once pulled my clothes and hurt my waist with a pin out of spite. Like a full high school move, because the director on this brand shoot did not like me and they were friends. It was awful and I cried a lot, but the director and stylist both got fired and the head of the media company sent me a written apology.
I mean, great that they managed to
fire them, but imagine that happening to a newcomer.
Yeah.
Like, but what the fuck?
So I was once on an ad with like a celebrity as the main face of the ad. And I did like a full bunch of wardrobe styling, whatever they figured. There were so many cute options. And I swear to you, at the end of it, they picked something that was so ugly. And then the way they did my makeup was so ugly. I did not look like myself at all. And I was like, wait, am I just being made to look less attractive so this person stands out? So now as a practice, I've just stopped giving auditions for ads where there is like a female celebrity.
Same.
Because I'm like, okay, I don't want to be pitted.
Any actor, like even if it's like a organic interaction or whatever, and I don't know if the actor is nice or no, I say no, because I know that first of all, you're the side piece to the actor, which y'all can argue for days about how the actor has action talent and influencers don't. Sure, but it's like, just because one act, like what if my profile is the same as the actor's profile? I understand seniority, but also like, you know, actors will reach out to you for movie promotions and all, and then they'll act like they're doing you a big favor, and it's like, which one is it? Pick a lane. Dude, no, a lot of my friends now have just started refusing to work with actors because there's like just, I mean, you're treated poorly by everyone on set, and it's like, why did you call me? Like, at this point, I had one like friend of mine, she was on a shoot with an actor, and the actor was like, I need to look younger than her. But the actor was like in her 40s and my friend is in her 20s.
How is that even possible?
How to do?
Yeah, how to do?
Yeah, not gonna happen. But actors in general are pretty insecure. And so are influencers.
Yeah.
But I
think the only people losing out in this entire scheme of things are like new upcoming actors.
Yeah.
Like myself. I'm gonna just put it out there. Because now any role that you audition for, you are written off and you'll watch 10 months later when the film comes out, they've taken a content creator.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, you are not ever in it for any of the bigger roles because they go to bigger actors. So where the hell do you fit in? And why do you have to start a podcast to become a content creator to take this wide route?
This is a big marketing technique you have used. Naina literally invested in an IP so she can play someone's best
mom.
friend in a movie.
No, by the time I'm relevant, I'll be a mother.
So fair.
So fair.
Yeah. Some like Nepo baby mother.
Yeah.
Wait, I have more.
I
My
want to do what Chef Ali Shah did. You know?
What did she do?
She played Priyanka's mom in Zindagi Na
Oh,
Milegi
right.
Dobara.
Dil
No,
dhadakne
Dil
do.
Dhadakne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, tomorrow, if Khushi wants me to play her mom, I'm here, babe. And I like you. So I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can play anyone's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have such a nurturing instinct.
What about like someone younger?
Younger than?
Khushi.
Yeah. Younger, older. I'll play.
Shah Rukh Khan's mom.
Yeah, 100%. Just tell me when I need to reach set. I'll be there.
But then you would have to look older.
I'll do it. Look at Shah Rukh, he's reverse aging. Look at
Yeah.
me. Look at all my stress.
Not after the
That's true.
CCDSS.
CCDSS all the
Plug.
way.
Okay, wait. A brand wanted me to reshoot a whole brand deal because the outfit I was wearing was tight and they said my body looked unflattering. We obviously cancelled the deal and they never apologized. This was when I had just gained a lot of weight, so basically body shaming.
Mm.
And I have another one like this from Anmol Dua, a creator who didn't mind being her name being taken. I was body shamed on set for being a medium size and that a size S wouldn't fit me perfectly because that's all the team had stacked for the shoot. They also implied in their conversations how models should ideally be skinny in order to fit into all source clothing pieces and make the job for everyone else easier. Been there.
Been there. Okay. So for everyone who's like, oh my God, how can these people talk
Yeah.
like this? Dude, this is every day. So 5 years, I was a model and I was like a regular woman. Okay. That was my pitch, that when they didn't want a model, they would get me on the shoot because I was like,
Everyday woman.
yeah, everyday woman. And like nothing used to fit, or a lot of places things wouldn't fit, and it would really fuck with my head. And I have to say, despite all of that, I've come out of it on the other side fairly confident and very comfortable in my body. But still there comes moments where, you know, I'm really comfortable, like I'm okay to be short the way I look, but then somehow for the brand it's a problem.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I also get that a lot, which is like, no, her face is looking dull.
Yeah.
And
Or
then-
like, oh, and they all like khuspos at the side. They're like, should we do something about the
Yeah.
arm? And I'm like, wait, I didn't know my arm was a problem.
Yeah.
Is it?
Now you know.
Now, now I know.
No, I
Yeah.
also get that a lot. Where it's like, can you like put your arm away from your body? And it's like, I didn't have that insecurity, but now I do.
Yeah.
Building one brick at a time.
So if it is something that you want to do in your life, if content is something that you're looking at, just be prepared.
Yeah. But you know, with content, I will say that brands or people around you are a little bit scared because you have an army of people that follow you for your content. So you can go, like, I know a lot of brands have apologized to me and asked me just to keep it off Instagram. And sometimes I have done it, I'll be honest. And sometimes I've actually like anonymously said the story to get a resolution in the back end. Because if it's a power play, I'm winning with all the cards I have. Like, I'm going to use all the cards I have to win. So I have done that, but I shouldn't have to.
Yeah. But also Sakshi has a loyal fan base like that, because again, you're like a personality based
That's what I'm
creator.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's a very rare experience for someone to have like a trump card,
Yeah.
one would say. But I shouldn't have to employ like let me just complain to my this is literally like complaining to my papa, but my papa is my
A broadcast
followers. Yeah,
channel.
a
Yeah.
broadcast channel. Yeah. So but I will say that with content creators, brands are a little bit scared.
So it works two ways. So if you're a content creator, you have a loyal audience that gives you so much love. But one person that you need to look out for on the other side are friends. And as you kind of go through the journey and as you kind of peak in your career, people around you change the way that they treat you. A lot of behavior around you is super clout chasey. Like another friend of ours who's a very, very big content creator, she wrote in, like, she sent like voice notes on voice notes about how um, one of her really close friends, their reaction to her getting this really amazing cover shoot was that, oh my God, they picked you.
Yeah.
Like,
Which, what
why
the fuck?
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And she felt really taken aback by that. And there are many times where, like, when you're up, everyone's up with you, and then when you're down is when you realize
Yeah.
who was in it for the clout and who wasn't.
And it's also, I mean, first of all, because artists in general are so insecure, you don't want that like outside voice. You already have imposter syndrome. You're sharing something exciting with a friend, and if your friend's first move is to humble you, so to
Yeah.
speak, then you're like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
If there are any friends who are trying to humble you, like, as a broad rule, just shed.
Yeah.
Unless it's you going to them for like relationship advice or something, and they tell you, hey, what you've done is like maybe questionable behavior, and show you two sides. Like in any other scenario, if you're talking about your success to someone and their first thing is to offer you constructive feedback,
Yeah.
they can fuck off.
Yes.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Because literally everyone sitting on this side, okay, you might hate on a content creator, you might be like, oh, how come this person, and why are people following this person? And the only thing that is the difference between you and that person is that they dare to put themselves out there. It is literally that. That's
Yeah.
all content is about, that you're consistently putting yourself out there in the world. And if you consistently put yourself out there, you get numbers.
Yeah, and I will say somebody who has started from scratch, like I know it's not an original quote, but an influencer with 1 million followers is never the one making fun of you for making content at 2 followers.
Yeah.
Because they've all been there.
Yeah.
But like it's always the people that are like too afraid and like projecting their own insecurities on you. They're the ones that are like, oh yeah, you don't deserve this, or like, why is this happening, or like whatever, whatever. And that's fine. They're like projecting their own insecurities, but you don't need that in your life. I just broke my nail.
Oops.
I was fidgeting with it. Oops.
No, I mean, like right now, I've seen it with everything, like with class or with whatever I've put out, or even with like the music video right now. I'm not saying I'm an amazing singer. Please, no one come at me with the, oh, does she know that she's heavily auto-tuned? I did it for masti.
I too liked it.
I like it also, but I'm saying that it doesn't kill you to support your friend.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill you to just like even leave a comment on the,
Yeah,
you know,
literally.
I have
Yeah.
like I have so many friends who I've known for years and years, and there's been like complete fucking radio silence. And then I start thinking, okay, are these people who talk shit about me behind my back? Because when they meet me in person, they're really nice to me.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm doing something that requires some kind of support, I see like radio silence from all of these people. And in fact, the biggest supporters of me are my sister's friends. I have to say, my sister is so good at making friends and having like relationships that are really ride or die.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh, wow, like, I've just been shitty at making friends.
I don't even think it's about that. I think it's more like, I feel like your sister's younger than you.
Yeah.
And I feel like people your age don't look at influencing as a real job. You know, even
Maybe.
though they work in parallelly related industries.
Hmm.
But I think there's just a little bit of like, oh my God, like when you did it, like it wasn't as lucrative. So they're like, yeah, of course, we're better than her. But a
Maybe.
superiority complex is an inferiority complex in disguise, is what I will say.
Maybe. Yeah.
But it's still shitty. I'm not justifying what they said. I'm just.
No, I mean, I'm like on the other side are like people in the audience who have just organically gone and given me so much love. And I'm like so thankful that there are people who have connected and left. Like, they had no reason to, but they put something there or like in a comment that like really touched my heart and made my day. I'm like, this random stranger. Like, we connected. Where the fuck are my friends?
Yeah, where? True. Yeah. Where are you? Losers.
Anyway, if you... Yeah.
Wait, sorry to bring. Were you on Kapil Sharma's show?
No.
One of my aunts called me and she was like, I just saw Naina Bhan on Kapil Sharma's show. You must tell her I loved her in it.
How?
And I was like, I don't think it was her. And she was like, no, they said her name and they were like, Naina Bhan is here. And I was like, I don't think so. But she told me to congratulate you. And I didn't pass the message because I thought she was delusional. Yeah, but she's also like 80.
Okay.
So she's just
Okay.
excited. But so
Maybe she dreamt it.
maybe.
But
Or
thank you
maybe-
for manifesting.
Yeah. Or maybe she saw your vlog in the upcoming next.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like Naina Bhan.
I'll take all the support I can
Yeah.
get. Love you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you,
Ruk Jao
Sakshi.
now, Ruk Jao now out on all places where you can stream music, which we should do in the beginning of the episode.
ठीक है. Just follow us, subscribe, and we love you.
We love you. Bye.